be fighting in Manchester on a UFC card and a venue like the Manchester MEN. You know, it's a world famous venue. Some of the biggest boxing fights in the world have taken place there. That to me, you know, it really is the stuff of childhood dreams.
I think it's going to be the best fight of the night. We're going to have two guys who are hungry, who want to win, and who are just going to bring it.
I've won 15 fights, you know, including the fights on The Ultimate Fighter, and I don't think he's going to be the first one to stop it.
Victory is always sweet, especially when you knock out or submit the hometown favourite in front of his hometown crowd.
De preparação para a luta, mostrando o...
I'm going to step into the octagon and show the world how I came prepared standing up and how I'm prepared on the ground. And I'm going to show the world who the real Napão is.
Everybody has a plan until they get hit.
Quando eu colocar ele pra...
When I take Crocota to the ground, I'm going to submit him.
He's a tough guy. He's definitely a tough guy, but I'm going to beat him.
How great is it to be back in the UK for the first time since the brawl at Royal Albert Hall, July of 2002. The Octagon has made its way to beautiful England, and tonight inside the Manchester Evening News Arena, the MEN, nations will collide right here at UFC 70. Sold out. What a buzz we have in this building as the UFC, for the first time, is in Manchester, England. England's Paul Taylor prides himself on having superior cardio and the ability to simply outpace his opponent. Tonight, he joins fellow UFC newcomer Alberto Crocota, the Crocodile. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight matchup here in Manchester, England. The Brazilian Crocota, 24 years old, 3 years younger than the battling Brit Paul Taylor. Everything else is virtually identical.
As when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean is our referee.
All right, touch ball, gentlemen. We've already gone over the rules. Great fight.
Crocota, oh my goodness, he is a different dude.
And Paul Taylor seems to be taking it all in good stride with a smile on his face.
Well, he was like that at the weigh-ins yesterday as well, because Alberto was trying to game him into some things.
And Paul Taylor runs at him.
Taylor comes out immediately. Oh,
good
caught him with the right hand. Crocota in the green trunks, Taylor in the red trunks, and another good combination.
Good leg kick by Crocota and good counter.
Oh, caught him with a jab.
Taylor avoiding the takedown. Good job. Crocota wants to take this to the ground.
Inside leg kick. The sooner the Crocodile can take this to the ground, the more comfortable he may be. Alberto Crocota. He's quick though. They clinch again.
Good right hand by Taylor.
Paul Taylor, as I mentioned, an extremely talented kickboxer, the kickboxing championship that you alluded to. Joe was back in 2000. He's won the Cage Rage middleweight championship prior, so a very well-experienced fighter with a good record of 7-1-1.
Good kick by Crocota, good counter by Taylor.
Both men have been ready to counter, haven't they?
Yeah, Crocota seems to be more, it looks like he's winging right hands. You know, like he wants to really just get in one good shot. He landed a nice jab right there, blooding the nose of Paul Taylor.
Caught him again. Good answer with the kick, though. He's catching him.
He's settling down a little. In the beginning, he looked a little stiff. He's moving a little bit more fluidly now. Good leg kick. He's got a very solid leg kick.
Caught him with the leg kick and then avoided the onslaught from Paul Taylor on the counter.
Taylor's breathing out of his mouth now. His nose is bleeding. And he's probably having a hard time getting any air through it.
Well, as we kind of expected with the relentless one and then a guy who really wants to bring it, we have seen these guys go after it early. This is an action-packed first 2 minutes of our first of 3 5-minute rounds.
Yeah, Crocota's got some pretty solid leg kicks. And look, see how he's throwing these punches? He's like bracing himself and then winging. See that? He braces himself, throws big bombs.
Taylor comes forward, tries to catch him with a high kick.
And a nice follow-up with a leg kick.
Taylor really pushing it.
Oh, he messed up there.
Can he avoid this takedown?
Crocota's got a hold of him. He's got to get low. Crocota's got his back.
Crocota has a good
Nice
jiu-jitsu
elbow.
background. As I said up top, Crocota feels he can have an equal chance of winning by knockout or submission.
And Taylor lands on top. Look out for the knees. There it comes.
And Crocota retreats. 24-year-old against 27-year-old. The Brazilian, the younger fighter. 2 minutes remains in round number 1.
Oh, nice counter right hand. And a good head kick. Taylor's turning it on.
Taylor really starting to chase him around the octagon. Crocota has been changing levels continuously throughout this first round, and that time Paul Taylor read it.
Yeah, I don't think he wants any more of the stand-up. I think he's just trying to find an opportunity right now to try to take this fight to the ground.
Oh, Taylor ducks under.
He's really telegraphing that right hand. As I was saying before, he braces himself as Taylor comes in. And Taylor seems to be much more relaxed, and he's just firing his kicks off and punches off in a much more natural fashion.
Paul Taylor is a tough dude. Once suffered a broken arm during a fight, finished the fight, and was victorious in that fight.
Very nice leg kick right there by Paul Taylor.
So he has taken punishment before. Basically blocked a flying knee with his forearm, Joe, and just went on and said, you know what, I can work my way to victory, and he did. Didn't even tell his cornerman. Can he get the takedown this time?
No. Paul Taylor is, he's wearing him down, it seems.
Paul Taylor, a huge fan of UFC Hall of Famer, heavyweight champion Randy Couture.
Crocota landed that one that time.
Taylor seems to have his confidence building here in the latter parts of round number 1.
He definitely seems to be the more fluid stand-up fighter. And right as he lands a nice kick and a knee.
Right at the end of the round. No lack of pace to that 5 minutes.
Yeah, Paul Taylor sets a furious pace.
You can bring it over here. Let's go. You ain't got too much time. Sit down.
Veteran cutman stitch. Take a look at the nose of Paul Taylor.
Okay. Keep your hands up. Keep yourself cool, Paul. You're hurting him.
Here's the punch that did the damage to the nose of Paul Taylor. A stiff jab by Crocota. And that was it. And here's a nice Taylor elbow. Crocota was working for the takedown. And here's a nice kick. flush on the face of Crocota. Crocota took some serious damage in that round. Good round for Paul Taylor.
Getting set for the start of round number 2. Taylor, as we talked about before, prides himself on his endurance. But if this fight does go to the ground, it's not nearly as effective for Paul Taylor.
Crocota looks a little disoriented or something between rounds. But there was a lot of confusion getting him out to the start of the round.
Ready.
Second round just underway. He's mixing up his strikes very well, isn't he, Joe?
He's very solid in his striking. His combinations up and down are very good. I like the way he throws punches, then immediately when Crocota's looking for the punch, he's coming in with the kicks. He's a very solid kickboxer.
And so far he has avoided the takedown, which certainly would be the strength in this fight on paper of Alberto Crocota.
Crocota's got some nice leg kicks himself.
Two men making their UFC debuts tonight at the MEN Arena in Manchester, England. Swinging for the fences.
Relentless. Another nice leg kick by Taylor. Good jab. Again with the leg kick. He's having real success with that leg kick, Paul Taylor.
And there's no real pattern to Taylor's strikes. He doesn't make himself predictable, does he?
No, not at all. And much contrast to the way Crocota fights, where he just keeps winging that right hand and right leg kick.
Oh, down goes Crocota. Now, if you're Taylor, do you want any of this? No, you want him right back up, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. He's dominating the stand-up here.
Both men are connecting. But Taylor, in all likelihood, has the edge on the judges' scorecard.
Yeah, I would definitely say he has the edge. I mean, both men are connecting, but Taylor's landing at probably a 2-to-1 ratio over Crocota.
And as it is tonight for the biggest of stars in the UK, Michael Bisping, this is huge for Paul Taylor, a man who has fought in some smaller shows here in his homeland, to have a chance to fight in the UFC in front of family and friends. Huge opportunity for Paul Taylor tonight.
Yeah, Paul Taylor is very exciting.
Taylor's got good movement, good head movement, and as Joe kind of talked about, he's really mixed things up very well thus far.
Crocota slowed down quite a bit in his second round.
Did he catch him that time?
He kind of
caught him on the arm, didn't he?
Yeah, caught him on the forearms.
Oh, good
Nice
combination.
right hand by Taylor.
Taylor.
Combinations. See how he does that? Just
absolutely.
Looking for the hands. Bang! Hits him with a kick. Again, he does it.
And a good sprawl.
Nice takedown defense.
Not even close to getting that takedown. 1 minute, 46 seconds remains in the second round. Fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Crocota, when he lands that right leg kick, it's very effective.
Again.
Crocota is hurting. Those leg kicks are doing some serious damage. He's starting to check even before Taylor's throwing a kick.
And you can see the welt on the side of his left leg, Joe.
Yeah, Taylor lands a few more of those, that could be it.
And you've talked about it before, then if you're looking for a takedown, if you're looking to put some weight on your front foot to throw, it makes it so difficult because that leg is becoming very, very limp.
Yeah, it's very weak. He's got no ability to sprawl, no ability to shoot. And Paul Taylor's very clever. He's working the inside of the leg as well, and again with the outside.
And it's amazing that, and you see it a lot because these are some of the top skilled fighters in the world, but they can hit the very same identical spot every time.
And that is the key to doing damage. I mean, but Taylor's just landed some serious damage on Crocota.
Crocota looked for a body shot. Changing levels as he was doing early. He may be in search of another body shot here. But Taylor was able to defend.
Again with those leg kicks.
This is a very impressive UFC debut for Paul Taylor. Final 10 seconds. Guys were stepping away on the hammer.
Crocota's got some serious swelling over his left eye as well.
And that's the end of round number 2.
Paul, how do you feel? You're winning this fight clearly. You're winning the fight clearly.
He's really struggling, Joe.
Yeah, Crocota is really exhausted. And let's see some of the damage that caused Crocota to look so bad. Here's one leg kick that sent him down. And here's another vicious one. Boom! I mean, these leg kicks over and over again are taking away Crocota's base.
He's lost the fight.
He is
He's going to try and take it to the floor this round, or finish it with a big shot. So watch out for the big shot. Yeah? He's going to throw out a desperation. You're winning this fight, Paul Taylor. Thanks.
Great advice by his corner, because I would definitely think that Crocota's corner is telling him to try to take this fight to the ground. See, again, at the end, he does not want to start the round.
Come on, out of here.
There's some confusion at the beginning of every round with him.
Third and final round.
Ready,
and confusion, like Joe said, in the corner. He did not look good in between rounds there.
Yeah,
he is not with us right now 100%.
No, he does not look good. Immediately tries to take the fight to the ground. And just as his corner predicted.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm sure that was the advice.
That was not, I don't believe that was intentional. I mean, I think he was just trying to throw a leg kick there. Especially with inside leg kicks, it's just very common. It's very common.
Take your time.
Fighter in this situation can take the time in which he feels he needs.
It's interesting. Paul Taylor has decided to, I think it's within his best interest to keep it going as quick as possible.
Let's see if Crocota looks for that quick takedown again. He hasn't even come close to taking down Paul Taylor.
The one time he had his back.
Yep, he had his back for a second.
Couldn't capitalize on that. Yep. And the stand-up is all Paul Taylor. I mean, he's just relentless. Oh, big catch it. That's it.
It's all over. All over. Wow, Taylor. Wow. Alberto Crocota.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 37 seconds of round number 3, declaring the winner by TKO, Relentless Paul Taylor.
So they score it, the TKO, 37 seconds into the third. Jess Leodon says he first sent an application to the UFC back in 1994. Now, 13 years later, he's made it to the octagon. Standing in his way, Dennis Siever, German kickboxing champ. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight matchup between the German and the man who was born in Évry, France, Jess Leodon. 33 years old, 5 years the elder of Dennis Siever. There is a bit of a reach advantage for Leodon.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. Welterweight showdown between two newcomers, Jess Leodon and Dennis Siever.
Right, here we go, guys. You ready? You ready? Bring it on, come on!
Both these guys feel that they have similar styles to their opponent here tonight. So we may find out which man is better at.
Whoa.
Wow. And the
Yes,
other
for the
thing,
wheel
the other man
kick.
isn't. This would be a good way to start.
Leodon's got some kicks.
Camouflage shorts for Leah Dawn, black trunks for Dennis Seaver. Oh, flying knee.
Leah Dawn.
And down he goes. So nice job by Seaver trying to pass quickly. He's in half guard. A lot of jiu-jitsu training for Dennis Seaver. Leah Dawn loves leg locks, heel locks, and those spinning back fists. He said they all felt good to me in 2006. That must have been how he won a few fights.
Leah Dawn gets back to full guard here.
And he went with the wheel kick early, Joe, and now in full guard, as you mentioned.
Rolling for an armbar. He's locked the shoulder. If he can switch that left leg over in front of Seaver's face, and there he does it. Seaver's in trouble.
It is
Taps.
all over.
Very nice.
Yes, Leah Dawn with the armbar victory.
Very, very
13 years
nice.
of waiting, and he has won here quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 21 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, Jess the Joker Leah Dawn.
Rome's Alessio Sakara continues to mature from Italian boxing champion to elite mixed martial artist. Led by his lethal strikes, he today faces the Canadian Victor Balamaki. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight matchup. The Canadian against the Italian Sakara, 25 years old, the same as Victor Balamaki. Look at that, 204, 203. Virtually identical at 14.6 stone and 14.5 stone. Veteran referee Mario Yamasaki will stand between Alessio Sakara and Victor Balamaki. Sakara.
Here we go. Are you ready?
In training in
Are you
Miami
ready?
now.
Let's go.
So
Come
the
on.
travel was pretty similar to get over here to Manchester, England. First of 3 5-minute rounds. Little camo on the trunks of Sakara. The black trunks by Victor Balamaki.
One thing you will notice about Sakara, if you've never seen him fight before, he has excellent hands.
Italian boxing champion, Alessio Sakara. Balamaki went up against a man who has some pretty good hands of his own in David Heath in his UFC debut.
Yeah, David Heath, who is also appearing later on this card, very solid fighter.
A lot of family here to watch Balamaki. And he's trying to push forward on Alessio Sakara.
Sakara doing a good job avoiding a takedown. Oh! Oh, got an uppercut there.
Balamaki. How long will he try to exchange here? It'll be very interesting because both these men like to strike. This could very well be a good old-fashioned slugfest. Straight left.
Inside or out, right?
Balamaki handled that exchange, and now looks for the takedown.
Good job avoiding it. Oh, big right hand.
And it is timeout.
Wow, that's it.
That's it. It is all over.
It's over.
It is all over. Let's see. No, you know there's a quick timeout call.
Timeout?
And it may have been because the mouthpiece came out.
What?
Because
No.
Mario Yamasaki went with the timeout. The T on his hands, Joe.
Well, that's bizarre. That was the end of the fight. Let's look at this again. Look at this. Bang. He gets hit with the right hand. The mouthpiece comes out. He turns away, but the fight was over. He turned his back to look away. It's back on now.
Well, it's pretty much over now.
It's over now.
Now it is all over. Great young man, enthusiastic, and now he will have a great trip home to Rome because he goes home with his second UFC win. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 44 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Alessio Legionarius Sakara.
London's David Lee was set back in his UFC debut, but tonight he looks to take the UFC by storm on his home turf as he showcases his skills against Junior Asuncao. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup. David Lee is 28 years old, 3 years the elder of the Brazilian Asuncao. Lee has a reach advantage. They both weighed in at 155, 11.1 stone.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee. Lightweight matchup here in Manchester, England. Both men in search of their first wins here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Junior Asuncao and David Lee.
Let's do it.
And here we go. Asuncao in the gray trunks, David Lee with the camo.
Right hand from Lee.
Oh, Asuncao overwhelming him early. Got him up against the fence. They're trying to exchange knees. Got a good clinch, does Asuncao on David Lee right now, Joe. And now Lee trying to reverse. Lee is pushed up against the fence. You can hear the corner yelling, break away and strike. Lee trying to push away with the right knee.
Junior landed a couple big right hands here.
What's the most effective thing Asuncao could do from this dominant position?
Well, he's not dominant yet. I mean, he's just pushing him up against the cage right now. What he needs to do is either, I mean, it's very difficult to land damage like this. I mean, he's either going to push away and strike with him or drag him down to the ground. But right now, they're kind of jockeying for position, and it looks like Junior's going to be the winner of that. Good right hand there.
Asuncao with a knee to the midsection.
Good knee by Asuncao. He's overwhelming David Lee.
Yeah. David Lee retreats, now regroups. David Lee comes with the overhand right. David Lee might be in big trouble here.
Oh, right hand, left hook, right hand.
Goodness, 1, 2, 3.
And Lee's head is straight up in the air.
They all leave the takedown. But right back up is Junior Asuncao. And Asuncao in close quarters, though, is getting strikes away, Joe.
Yeah, he's landing some good shots from the clinch. He's got a body lock here.
Well, you dance with Asuncao and you can be damaged, and we've seen that thus far. The leg on the hip, once again. Lee. He's just looking for a home run shot because he's in huge trouble. Timed by David Lee, connected big time.
David Lee was yelling something to his corner, asking him a question. I think he was asking how much time is left.
2 minutes and 23 seconds in round number 1.
We're pulling off the fence. Let's work, guys.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. And now David Lee trying to clinch and land a knee.
Lee has weathered the storm so far. I mean, he's taken some pretty serious punishment, but he looks okay.
I may have been premature in my assessment that Lee was in serious trouble, Joe.
It looked like he was in serious trouble right away. A failed takedown, and Junior's got his back. He's trying to take the back from here, but he's got to get around that arm of David Lee. He's trying hard. He's trying to drag him to the ground, but he let it go.
Asuncao, nice outgoing young man, loves to brawl and says his favorite technique is to utilize the kicks, but he's utilized everything thus far.
Let's work. Don't grab the fence, Junior. Stop.
Herb Dean breaks him up. And they will come back together. Lee looks weathered.
Yeah, well, he's taking some bombs.
I mean, Sun Tzu landed
body
1,
kick by
2,
Lee.
3. Square and flush, and down goes David Lee.
Dropped him with that leg kick right after Lee had landed a leg kick of his own.
Lee able to capture guard, though. He has his Sun Tzu in his guard, even though he was flipped right to the ground.
Don't give up your guard, Dave.
Let's work.
You hear his corner saying, don't give up your guard. 45 seconds remains in the first round. The MEN Arena in Manchester, England.
Hammer fist by Junior Sun Tzu.
Now he's able to posture and throw down.
Another hammer fist.
The Sun Tzu back in the guard, half guard, and he's got his back.
Yeah, it looked like David Lee was trying to roll to a knee bar there. Sun Tzu's got the over-under. He's got the choke.
He's got 15 seconds to try to finish it here in round 1.
He doesn't have it fully. He's got one hand underneath. It doesn't look like he's gripped his hands yet. Now he's got his hands gripped. If he can push off and flatten David Lee out, especially with the hand underneath the chin. If he's got his arm under the chin, he can tap him from right here.
Not able to do so. David Lee survives.
David Lee escaped that. That could have been the end.
Because of the pressure. Don't get caught up in a war. Use your footwork and start packing up. It gets easier now because he's tired, okay? It gets easier. No, you're not. Start, give yourself another minute at the beginning of this round to footwork around. Don't hit when he hits. Move around and get recover.
This is the beginning of the round. Watch this left hook right here. Boom. It's almost like a jab. There's just swinging wild punches, and this one connects. It is a left hook. And that was the one that hurt David Lee. And here's some hammer fists from the guard. Junior Sun Tzu is on top, raining down blows. Big round.
Listen,
for
Junior, listen to me.
Sun Tzu.
Don't play in his guard, baby. You're gonna win this fight. Keep your hands up. You see what I told you? Keep your hands up. You'll win this fight. He's got a good little guard, okay? We'll stay out of it. No big worries.
Great audio from both corners. You really think David Lee's corner's right, saying it'll be easier because the Sun Tzu's tired now?
Well, no.
I saw the look in your eyes when they said it.
Well, you know what? People say that just to pump up their fighter, but David Lee was very despondent in the corner, and his corner was trying to talk him out of that. Tried a spinning back fist, took a left hand right there.
Well, he connected big time on the spinning back fist in round number 1, but his Sun Tzu aided and continued to move ahead.
David Lee looks very weakened.
Shoney Carter made the spinning back fist famous, at least in the octagon.
Good job by Lee avoiding the takedown right there.
In his earlier win years ago over the welterweight champion Matt the Terra Serra. Yes, I said welterweight champion Matt Serra.
How crazy is that?
Oh my. Second round just underway. Sold out here at the MEN Arena. The largest indoor arena in all of Europe.
Oh, Lee had a big knee there. Lee is in deep trouble.
Trying to finish.
Hammer fists. He passed his guard.
Side control. Trying to avoid that guard like his corner talked about.
There you go. Stabilize. Relax. Elbows down the head.
His corner's yelling at him to stabilize and relax. Hold the position. But Lee's doing a good job of rolling up, and he's exposing his back.
Come on, baby. He's tired, though. Fantastic.
Fight back. Need to work.
He ran out of time trying to get the rear naked choke in the latter stages of
got
round
it here.
number 1.
That one's right under the
this
neck.
time.
That is right under the neck. He doesn't even need the hooks if he can get it under the neck. If he can just grab a hold of his bicep, he can finish it from here with no hooks.
And it is all over. Junior Sun Tzu rear naked choke wins for the first time in the UFC.
Get out the mouthpiece.
But at this point, David Lee is exhausted, he's battered, and Junior Sun Tzu walks away a winner.
The Professor in Capoeira wins for the first time in the octagon. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 55 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Junior Assunção.
Matt Grice is one of the most decorated high school wrestlers in the history of the state of Oklahoma. He's also 9-0 in mixed martial arts, as is his opponent tonight, Liverpool's Terry Adams. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup here in Manchester. Terry Adams, just 21 years old, 4 years younger than the highly decorated Wrestling American. 6'1", but just a 2-inch reach advantage. 154, 155, 11.0 stone, 11.1 stone.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. 9-0 against 9-0. Terry Adams against Matt Grice. UFC debuts for both young men.
All right, guys, you ready? You ready? Bring it on, come on!
Here we go. Let's see if that reach, although it's a 2-inch advantage, if that reach advantage is utilized early by Terry Adams. And you know Matt Grice with his wrestling would love to take this fight down.
Left hand by Adams.
And comes to his body knee. And there's the big takedown.
Adam is a little bit too overcautious. Excuse me, a little bit over anxious right there. He had Grice hurt. Rushed at him.
He really came in quickly, and it worked against him, as you alluded to.
He's got the shoulder locked. Adams got some long legs.
He's the 155-pound Kendall Grove. Kendall Grove at 6'6", 185. And if you can utilize the reach, then it's a huge advantage. But Joe, as you've talked about before, you must fight tall if you are tall. You don't want to all of a sudden go inside games. Utilize that reach advantage.
Yeah, and it is a tremendous advantage also from the guard. There's triangles and arm bars and all sorts of things that you can get with long legs you can't get with short, stubby legs.
Grice has looked very, very good against the lesser opponents he has fought, but tonight a showcase matchup for both men. Overwhelming in his ground and pound, even from in the guard. What was a good strike by Adams, which stunned Grice, turned into advantage Matt Grice.
Yeah, Adam made a mistake there, just charging in a little bit too quickly.
Joe, you and I were talking to welterweight champion Matt Serra about that in his win against George Rush St. Pierre. When he stunned St. Pierre, he had to remember to be calm. Go in there, don't get reckless, just be efficient and finish.
To have a fighter hurt, there's a window of opportunity, and you have to recognize where it is. And sometimes it's right away. Sometimes you have to charge in. Sometimes you have to pause, assess the situation. And a wounded fighter can still take you down, especially a great wrestler like Matt Grice. You're talking about a kid, 4-time state champion. That means he won the state championship when he was 14.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very
against
impressive.
17, 18-year-old men.
Yeah, very impressive.
We have seen overzealousness from Andre Arlovsky in the second fight against Tim Sylvia. Sylvia caught him. Scott Smith, of course, and Pete Sell, a huge, example of what we were speaking of.
Grice landed some shots here. Adams doing a pretty good job of stopping most of it, but some of them are sneaking through.
Grice certainly has some similarities in his ability to ground and pound. A longtime welterweight champion, Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes hoping to work his way back towards a title opportunity against the new champion, Matt Serra.
Grice, wow, shot after shot. Terry Adams got
connected with him?
Yeah, he's connected with enough that it's getting dangerous.
Gotcha.
Terry Adams got to do something to control Matt Grice's posture. He's got this body triangle, but he doesn't even have that fully locked. He's got it better now. It's deeper over the ankle. What he really needs to do, though, is do something about Matt Grice's upper body. He's got to wrap his arms around his neck or go with double underhooks and try to control his body and keep him pinned down towards him. But if he allows him to posture up and rain down shots, he's going to keep taking a beating.
Other than the early strike that connected all Matt Grice here in the first round, and the British fans react to their man being kind of dominated here in the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, Terry Adams got to do something. Push him off, anything. Stand up. Now he's up. There he goes. Now get away.
Terry Adams is up. High Edom is extremely confident in his strikes.
Edom's got a guillotine. It looks deep.
Price just winced right in front of our broadcast position.
Price is in trouble.
Could he finish it here?
If Edom can pull guard here and just drop down, he can definitely finish it here. But he might finish it standing. It's pretty deep.
Edom has Grice in trouble up against the fence.
Grice is in deep trouble.
Trying to pull his way out, and he does.
It almost looked like he went out there for a second.
Now just holding on to a leg. What a great turn of events here in round one.
He's got it again, this time with an arm in. Not as tight with an arm in. When you got an arm in, you got to get it deeper into your armpit.
Grice was dazed a moment ago. He may be about out again. He's out. Terry Edom submits Matt Grice. And the fans in Manchester react with a standing ovation.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 48 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission, Terry Edom.
The striker, Czech Congo, was derailed from his fast track to a title shot. So tonight, the native of France looks to dispose the Brazilian Suerio Silva and work his way back up the ladder. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight matchup. Czech Congo, 31 years old, 1 year younger than Suerio Silva. Look at the reach, 78 inches, 5 inches more reach for Congo than what Silva will bring into the octagon tonight. Congo weighs in at 16.4 stone, Silva at 17.2 stone. Mario Yamasaki, our referee. Congo,
go back to your corner.
And
back
Silva will get things started.
Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Come on.
Good inside leg kick from Silva.
Will Silva exchange with Congo? And if so, for how long, Joe?
Well, his stance looks like that's what he's set to do. I mean, he exchanged with Tim Sylvia. Basically, they spent the whole fight as a kickboxing bout.
The reach advantage definitively in the corner of Czech Congo. Congo with the kick. Red and black trunks for Silva, white trunks for the native of Paris, France.
This is a perfect opponent for Congo if Suerio does decide to stand with him.
Did he catch him with one? Yes, he did.
He's a much smaller guy in 5'10" as opposed to 6'4". Definitive reach advantage for Congo. And in my opinion, he's the better striker.
There we go. For how long? Not very long at all would be the answer.
Yeah, and that is the hole in Czech Congo's game. Carmelo Moreira really exposed that.
Grab the gloves.
And back up, but for how long? Not long.
He's trying to get a guillotine here. He's in half guard though, he let it go. Okay, now he's mounted. Well, he's still half guard.
Silva trying to smother Czech Congo on the ground. Trying to take him as he has already out of his strength. And turn it into a Suerio's world.
Suerio is primarily, he primarily likes to strike. He originally came from the shootbox camp, and you know anybody who is familiar with them out of Brazil, I mean those guys are just wild animal strikers. I mean that's their style, just very aggressive Muay Thai striking. But Suerio does have a more well-rounded game than Czech Congo. He is capable of submitting Congo.
Congo really clinching onto the back of Suerio Silva. As Silva trying to posture up and Congo holding on for dear life, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know what Congo's been doing as far as training, but so many times you see these guys who have, reverses him, and he's back up.
They're still in the clinch. great knees.
And now he's free. There we go.
Nice job done by Czech Congo. Takedown one belongs to Asuero Silva.
Big jab. Look at the reach of Czech Congo.
Oh, big combination. And again with a combination.
Again, Asuero grabs a hold of him.
Good sprawl by Congo.
Takedown. Yeah, good job by Congo avoiding that takedown. But we can clearly see that Asuero wants to get this fight to the ground.
Close range now.
Oh, nice knee to the body. Good right hand by Congo.
Congo looks comfortable. Congo closing in the distance.
He's got excellent strikes. You see the technique in his strikes.
The one thing Czech Congo could learn from Chuck Liddell is takedown defense. He sprawled, but it didn't work. And a big slam by Silva.
He looks so awkward when he's defending the takedown.
Yeah, Silva's 2 for 3 on his takedown attempts, basically.
What I was saying before this exchange is that like these guys that are so good at kickboxing, they don't want to practice the ground that much. They don't want to get submitted. They don't want to get tapped out. They don't want to get taken down all the time. It's very difficult to get them to train in a way that's uncomfortable for them.
And this time Silva has side control on Czech Congo.
Yeah, Czech Congo looks lost right here.
Come on, let's go, let's move it.
He talked about working continuously on his ground game, knowing that Silva might want to do this. Silva with 32 wins in his mixed martial arts career, only 4 losses. He is, as you said, world class. These men trying to move up in the heavyweight picture. And at the top of that picture, Randy the Natural Couture, Mirko Crocota, Gabriel Gonzaga will fight in a title contender fight tonight to see who will face Couture next.
Mario Yamasaki's not doing anything. He's thinking about standing him up because Asuero's not doing anything. Mario Yamasaki's taking a good look at them. Asuero's got side control, but he's basically just holding Congo there. And now he's got them out. But Congo's going to stand.
10 seconds remains in the round.
Congo's on top.
Final seconds are going to tick away here in round number 1, and this one went back and forth.
Tu le maraves, mon ref. Mets la serviette par terre, vers lui.
Speak French?
Not that well.
Oh, c'est propre.
And here's the first takedown. Asuero gets a hold of him. Czech Congo's just limp in his arms. He just does not know how to defend and throw those hips back. Here's some serious striking by Czech Congo. Here's his strength. And here is the final takedown. Asuero again getting a hold of the leg, and Czech Congo just not capable of stopping it. Asuero with 2 big takedowns. Congo controlled the stand.
Seconds out, let's go. Seconds out. Let's go, Jack. That was seconds out, boss.
Vulnérable, frère, vulnérable.
Là, tu le touches. Sprawl bien, tu sprawl bien.
I don't speak Portuguese either. Asuero Silva, Czech Congo. Wow, they are both anxious to get the second round started.
I would imagine Czech Congo's team is saying, stand up, keep him away.
Let's go!
Asuero is saying, take him to the ground.
Inside leg kick. The MEN Arena in Manchester, England. First time in the UK since 2002 in the brawl at Royal Albert Hall.
Man, I'm telling you, you take a guy like Czech Congo, if you could just teach him some serious wrestling and some serious jiu-jitsu, if that guy just concentrated only on that for a couple of years, man, would he be a killer. Body shot. Asuero's hurt.
And teeing off is Congo. Congo trying to finish it.
Asuero's counters are just falling short because of the reach disadvantage. Congo's just moving just outside of his range, connecting over and over again.
Caught him again.
What a massive reach advantage he has. Good sprawl there by Congo. But he should be grabbing him with the leg. He should be just getting out of there. He's got such a monster advantage on his feet. Now he's on his back.
Silva ate something there, didn't he?
He ate a lot of punches.
Congo with that long reach, Joe, that you talked about, just able to tee off with combinations, but the ground game purely dominated by Asuero Silva. Good back and forth battle here.
Yeah, I mean, a guy like Czech Congo would do so well if they could just take him to a great camp, like, you know, take him up to the pit with John Hackleman, have him teach him how to sprawl and how to just avoid the takedown, Chuck Liddell style. And the other tools are just so fantastic.
World Champion Federation King of the Rings in 2005. 2 years of college in France, Czech Congo.
He can grab his own shorts.
Asuero can't seem to figure out how to get out of half guard here. He's just holding on.
Well, Silva thought coming in he'd try to test Congo standing first, and if it wasn't going well, he'd head to the ground, and it wasn't going well, so he took it to the ground here in the second round. But Silva, as we talked about before, Joe, is a tough guy, because he exchanged over and over for 15 minutes with Tim the Maniac Sylvia. Past the midway point, 3 5-minute rounds in this heavyweight battle to begin things here in Manchester.
Asuero's been able to get on top over and over in this fight, but he hasn't been able to do anything once he gets there.
Body
he throws
shots.
a couple body shots here, which don't feel good. I'm sure they hurt, but it's not going to stop Czech Congo. Mario Yamasaki's not going to stop the fight from little body punches. They're going to wear on if the fight goes longer. You know, it could take something away from Czech's endurance, but Czech Congo trying to give an arm triangle from the bottom here, but he doesn't have an arm in.
He's eating some leather in the solar plex area.
Yeah, he was basically doing the arm triangle motion without the arm being in, just holding onto the head. I mean, he's just incapable of doing anything. Stop!
Up!
Mario Yamazaki standing him up.
I need a scissor. Scissor.
A scissor. Someone must have some loose tape.
Stitch is there. Cleans up the tape. And we're set to go.
Ready? Are you ready? Go!
Congo's back to his feet. Lots of time remaining here in round 2.
Big telegraph takedown, and Congo still wasn't able to avoid it.
Don't hold the shorts!
Yamazaki telling Congo he can't grab the shorts of Asuero Silva. Congo
Back up and down.
again.
Somebody needs to kidnap Congo and take him to a wrestling camp. Just grab that dude and tell him, no more kickboxing for 6 months. We're just gonna wrestle.
Final 30 seconds. Joe, this is an even fight right now, isn't it?
It's an even fight, but it's kind of a boring fight, honestly. You know, Asuero gets on top, he doesn't do anything. I mean, he is able to take the fight to the ground, but once he gets there, Czech Congo holds on. Asuero throws body punches, repeat ad nauseum. I mean, it's not the most exciting fight.
Second round complete.
I would love to hear a translation of what they're telling him. I would be screaming at this dude, stay away. Don't get close enough for him to grab you.
Ariani and Ali have made the trip to Manchester. Third and final
Back
round.
to your corner. Back to your corner. All right, let's roll. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Come on.
What's Congo looking for here, Joe?
Looks like he's looking for a knockout right now.
Absolutely.
He's throwing some hard kicks
Those
here.
kicks are just splashing
he's
all over the
opening up.
place.
Oh, big knee.
Trying to
big
finish
right
his
hand.
Congo.
Oh, right in front of us.
Congo in a perfect position from our broadcasting vantage point. Inside leg kick.
Very nice inside leg kick. Congo is opening up this round. His corner must have told him, you gotta win this round to win this fight.
This is where you see how dangerous Congo can be, although it seems at least Silva's taking a lot of the kicks on the arm right now.
Yeah, his guard is excellent. I mean, coming from that shootbox camp, he's used to those wars. He's had a lot of mixed martial arts fights. He's not going to get thrown off by that, but when he wants to, bang, he takes him down.
You had said before, Joe, that was kind of a telegraph takedown. Was that one a telegraph takedown as well?
Yeah,
Should Congo be able to
could you imagine what Randy Couture would do to this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just got to get to a camp. He's got to get to a wrestling camp. He's got such amazing talent on his feet. But in mixed martial arts, you know, there's so many facets to this. If you've got one giant hole in your pie, there's one big piece missing, they're going to go in that way every time. And that's what Oswerio's doing. And again, he gets to this position, and what does he do? He does nothing. I mean, if this was Gabriel Gonzaga, from this spot, he would bang. He would be mounted. Chet Congo would be in an armbar. The fight would have already been over a long time ago.
Maybe some foreshadowing for later. Our main event, Mirko Crocota, Gabriel Gonzaga, for the right to fight Randy Couture. And this is a perfect example of what you talked about. Silva not staying busy, even in side control. They stand him up.
Yeah, this is one of the few times where I agree with stand-ups. Chet Congo throwing some bombs. Even though Oswerio's taking those on the arms, man, those hurt. Nobody wants to take a baseball bat to the forearm like that. Oh, nice knee.
Combinations again.
Knees to the body by Chet Congo. Reminiscent of Anderson Silva.
Oh, throwing some elbows.
For sure, Chet Congo has done the most damage in this fight. Even though he's been taken down against his will more often, he has definitely done the most damage.
Silva now. Silva is in big trouble.
He's got to get that underhook and push him away. Spin away from the cage.
Come on, guys, let's move it, let's move it. Been a glorious week here in Manchester, England. And the buzz has been all around town. The posters, the cabs with Randy Couture pictures.
Oh.
The UFC is here.
Oswerio tried to pull him down and wound up on the bottom. And he's exhausted right now. This could be dangerous.
Under 2 minutes remains in the fight.
But Chet Congo is not able to pass that guard. He just doesn't know how to pass it. Tries right there, winds up in full guard.
Would you have rather seen him just stand back up and make yeah, for sure,
yeah,
right?
100%. Why bother?
Yep.
I mean, the only reason why he decided to go down is because Oswerio's not threatening him with any submissions.
Gotcha.
But this is not his game. You know, especially with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Well, now he's got him pinned up against the cage.
Well, the flurry, Joe, at the beginning of this third round may virtually be the difference in the decision going in the way and in the favor of Chet Congo. Because he really came out with fury at the beginning of the third.
This is one of those cases where, Mike, even though Chet Congo's been taken down against his will numerous times, Oswerio Silva's been completely ineffective once he's taken him down. He hasn't done anything but throw little body punches. I would give this to Chet Congo.
45 seconds away from a potential victory for the Frenchman.
If I was in his corner right now, I'd be screaming, get out of there, that guard's wide open. Stand up, get out, blast this guy. I mean, there's no way he can get the same amount of impact into his punches from this position in the guard as he could if he was standing up. Big cut over the head of
huge cut
Silva.
now. Huge cut. Opened up by an elbow from Chet Congo. Well, someone needed to take advantage of the third round. And and the 6'4", 240-pound Frenchman, Czech Congo, certainly has done so.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say it's going to be 0-3 for Ossuario in the UFC.
Eddie Bravo, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Great show of class and sportsmanship. Bruce Buffer has the judges' decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Chris Watts scores the contest 29-28. Jeff Mullen has it 29-28. And Douglas Crosby scores it 28-28. For the winner by majority decision, Czech Congo!
Majority decision victory for Czech Congo. The Brazilian Lyoto Machida and the Oklahoma native David Heath are 2 light heavyweights who are more than willing to strike. Tonight, Heath pits his pinpoint accurate strikes against the unorthodox and very flashy Machida. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight matchup. 31-year-old Heath, 3 years older than the Brazilian Machida. And as Joe pointed out, Machida weighed in at 199 pounds. Reach is pretty much identical. Heath at 14.6 stone. Machida much lighter at 14.2.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee, for a light heavyweight showcase matchup between Lyoto Machida from Brazil and David Heath from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
There you go, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Come on.
Here we go. Heath in the black and the camo, Machida in the green trunks.
David Heath immediately throwing some feints, trying to gauge Machida's reactions. I'm sure he's watched tape on Machida. Machida's a very unorthodox fighter. He's very elusive. He's got a very versatile attack.
Good inside leg kick from the southpaw stance. And Machida will change things around, won't he? His stance, his posture, his angles. He loves to be unorthodox.
Yeah, he's very intelligent in his approach. I mean, I really like the way he fights. He's there and he attacks, but he's elusive. When guys are looking to counter him, he's not there. And I think it might have been a part of his strategy to come in at 199. I think that might, he might have worked to get lighter so that he could be even more elusive. There was a nice body kick by Machida. And again, Machida's taken no shots so far. David Heath has not been able to land anything. And that was the case in the Sam Hoger fight. It was very difficult for Hoger to get a hold of Machida. You see how elusive he is?
Absolutely.
Which is a very intelligent approach in MMA. I mean, especially if he can get a guy to lose his composure and to try to attack.
That was a huge body shot.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that brings a smile to the face of David Heath. And Joe, as you've said many times, that means he hurt him.
Yeah, that's almost always gamesmanship. It's crazy. These guys are so close. They're touching hands. They're touching their first hand, the jab hand together. And that's easily close enough to throw a kick. And there it is. And exactly, as soon as David Heath tries to attack, Machida's not there. Head kick.
Just missed.
That grazed him.
Just missed. He is so explosive, Joe.
Yeah. I really like his style. It's very different than anybody else's.
And as you pointed out, too, he's extremely cerebral in his approach.
Yeah, it's an unusual and a very studied approach.
Grew up around karate, of course, his father, karate man for a lot of years.
And he's got a full game. I mean, his ground game is excellent as well, which is one of the more impressive things about him. When he fought Sam Hoger, he didn't just dominate the stand-up, he dominated Sam on the ground. And Sam Hoger has an excellent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game himself. Heath connected there.
They exchange for the first time in close.
I mean, Heath likes to fight, man. He wants to get in there and fight. And what Machida is doing is playing a strategy.
Well, Machida would love to just pick him apart. But you can tell with those kicks and those exchanges, he can also knock him out. Heath has got a heavy chin.
Another nice leg kick. Unless David Heath does something to initiate a brawl, you're going to see more of the same for the next 2 rounds.
Score points, get out of the way. Score points, get out of the way, right?
Yeah, and one of the things that he has, that Machida has, is in his mind, I think, is that David Heath is not the type of guy that likes to shoot and take a guy down. He's an excellent stand-up fighter, and he wants to stand up.
1 minute, 12 seconds remains in the first round. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
So far, David Heath, even though he has not been able to land, is not losing his composure. He's just slowly stalking Machida and looking for his openings. Now he takes a wild swing. That's what I'm talking about.
Almost caught him when he's got up, though. Almost caught him with the left when he got back up.
It looked like Heath got caught a little bit in that exchange. It's tough to see.
And there you see the changing of the stance again by Machida. Southpaw, he switched over to a lead left leg and threw the kick.
Heath has got to figure out something to get going. It looks like he's trying to spin again. You notice how he's got his front foot forward and it's turned to the side, and Machida kicks at him. If you see his foot pass in front of his back foot, that usually means he's trying to throw his back hip around for a spinning kick or a spinning back fist. Or it can mean he's trying to throw a front leg side kick or a front leg roundhouse kick.
10 seconds remains in round number 1. Heath pushing forward. He's got a weld on his midsection from that big kick of Lyoto Machida's here in round number 1.
He threw his hand up to respond to the crowd's boos.
David Heath. Lyoto Machida. Round number 2. Mario Yamasaki will get things started.
Here we go, second round. You ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Machida picking apart Heath a little bit. In all likelihood, capturing round number 1 of this matchup.
Yeah, I would have to give it to him.
Let's see what Heath does. He tried to go unorthodox himself a little bit. Now he's looking to close the gap.
He's being a little bit more reckless in this round. And he's got to do something.
He's trying to mix it up. Yep, he's trying to mix it up. It's not easy to fluster Machida, though, is it?
No, it's not. Like I said, he's very elusive. Look at that. I mean, just, nope, no, I'm not here. But he moves just out of range. I mean, he's not running away, and then he counters and attacks.
Oh, caught him right in the nose. And again, he pushed him down. Machida's right back up. He caught him with that left. A minute into round number 2. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, our crew at the Ultimate Fighting Championship, thrilled to be in Manchester, England.
Machida also uses angles very well when he moves away. He doesn't move straight back. He's moving away and to the side. And he does it a different way each time. Nice, again with the body kick.
Answered by Heath.
And that's from a feint and then an opening. He looks for that opening and bang, just launches it in there.
Heath still pushing forward though, Joe.
Oh, big spinning back fist. That landed.
So he tried the big kick and now the spinning back fist. He scored with the back fist.
Yeah, David Heath is always dangerous. Blocked that one.
The crowd reacting. It's like being in a Manchester United game. What a great crowd here in England. Sold out in what is the largest indoor venue in all of Europe. The MEN Arena. Under 3 minutes remains in the round. Change of stance for Machida.
Big swing and a miss by Heath. Machida constantly switches from left foot forward to right leg forward. And when you see that the right leg back, he's usually going to throw a right leg kick. Bang, there it is.
Now
left leg back, he's going to throw that left body kick.
He's trying to talk, trying to kind of get into the head of Lyoto Machida, but it's tough to do so.
Oh, and a body kick.
He just snaps those hips, Joe. Oh, fake the kick, came with a straight. Yeah, I mean, that's where you see the versatility of him that you talked about before.
Yeah, he's just got such an interesting attack.
Oh, wow. Almost got him there.
Always keeps him guessing.
Under 2 minutes remains in the second.
Come on, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of action in this fight, but it's still a very exciting fight to me because you can clearly see the two strategies playing out. David Heath is not sure what he's got to do to crack the code, and Machida's just looking for openings. He decided to try to shoot there. Machida avoids him, lands a jab. Now he's talking to him.
He's got a score against him, though. He changes stances, does David Heath there for a moment. Right leg forward. What's he trying to set up?
Look for the Superman punch there, but Machida was nowhere near him. He's got to do something to pressure him more, to put more pressure and to be more aggressive to him. He eats a knee to the body.
Machida, it's almost like you and I are sitting here in anticipation of another explosion by Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, you know, Machida, I mean, I hate to say this, but he's got like a Bruce Lee kind of a style. You know, he just moves away, and when the guy comes at him, he avoids and attacks.
First clinch we've seen. Body shots by Heath. Some knees to the midsection by Machida.
He's got the Muay Thai clinch.
Final seconds are going to tick away here in this second round.
This is a much better spot for David Heath. At least something can happen here for him.
2 rounds are in the books. Ariane, Ali Sonoma will be here all night long. Bisping set to face Elvis Sinisek, the king of rock and rumble. So don't go anywhere.
David Heath's corner telling him to walk him down. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. I mean, he's trying to walk him down. In my opinion, he's got to somehow do something to throw off the timing of Machida. Machida's basically staying on the outside, avoiding any attacks, and pot-shotting him. Left leg back, look for the left kick to the body with a straight left hand. Right leg back, look for the right leg kick.
Joe, for an opponent, how difficult is it when the guy coming at you changes stances? How much is that confusing to an opponent?
It's very confusing, especially if you're trying to time something. I mean, if you're looking at what he's doing, he's throwing right hands and right leg kicks, like bang, right there. And then all of a sudden the right leg's forward. You're like, okay, now what? And he's constantly making David Heath think. Like I said, he's got a very intelligent approach. It's just David Heath doesn't quite have the tools to make this a really exciting fight, or to make this a really competitive fight. David Heath is he's a great boxer, he's a great sprawler, a great brawler, but what Machida's doing is just pot-shotting. He's not engaging in any reckless exchanges.
Well, he needs to, or he's going to lose the decision.
Machida is.
Yeah, for sure, but Heath needs to start to go and start to get into those relentless attacks, or he's going to find himself on the bottom of the scorecard.
Yeah, he's got to do something to throw Machida off. Fake attack, stomp the ground, move towards him, get him to think, shoot for a takedown, fake a shoot, throw a punch. He's got to do something. But you know what? That's easy to say from right here. When you're in there and you got this little lightning bolt in front of you blasting kicks to your body and punches to your face. Oh, landed a shot there.
3 minutes, 20 seconds remains in the fight.
To David Heath's credit, he hasn't lost his composure.
Bisping Sinisek, Andrei Arlovsky for Vicio Verdum. Gonzaga and Crocota still ahead here tonight at UFC 70. Heath has got to fire away soon. And Machida has no reason to change what he has done for 2.5 rounds.
No, he's got to know that he's well ahead in the scorecards. And although he's done nothing significant in this round, he hasn't lost anything significant in this round. He hasn't been cracked.
Trying to get nice knee. Got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, 5, 6, 7,
knees from Machida.
Goes Heath.
Heath is in trouble.
Unbelievable.
From inside the guard, just raining blow after blow.
What did we say about David Heath, though? That man can take a few. Wow.
Well, you know what Heath is? He's very calm. Even under fire, he knows how to keep his composure. He doesn't freak out.
Up kick, avoided by Machida. Wow, did he unload? He is an explosive light heavyweight, and as you said, coming in at 199 pounds, I mean, maybe that was why, Joe, because he feels better 6 or 7 pounds under the 205 limit because of his explosiveness and his quickness.
It could be that, or it could be that's where his body's just naturally lying, and he doesn't want to dehydrate himself to make 185. Some guys just don't do well when they dehydrate themselves. There's guys like Rich Franklin that can lose 20 pounds and still perform, you know, fantastic, but there's other guys that they're never as good when they lose weight. Side control now for Machida.
Machida trying to put the final close on what should be a
knee to the
victory
belly
here tonight. Both men coming in at 9-0. And as you said earlier in a preliminary fight, one of these O's must go. Will it be Heath or Machida? Right now it seems like Heath will be defeated for the first time.
Easy pass right there for Machida. Now Machida's in this position that Matt Hughes enjoys so much. He's in side control with one arm trapped in between his legs and the other arm trapped behind his head. And dropping elbows.
.45 seconds remains. Eddie Bravo will score the fight for us if indeed it does go another 37 seconds.
David Heath is eating some elbows. Mounts by Machida. Machida's got to know he's ahead here. 30 seconds to go. I'm sure he would like to finish it, though. He's got his back.
Will he do it here?
David Heath rolls out of it.
He's only got 18 seconds.
He rolls out of it right into the back position. It's not good. He's flattened out now. He's exhausted as well.
Either way, he will claim victory. Final seconds. Can he crank it enough? No.
David Heath rolls into the choke.
We're headed to the judges' scorecards. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. We have the scores at 30-27, 30-26, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Lyoto Machida.
No surprise there, unanimous decision victory for Machida. He is 10-0 in his mixed martial arts career. He enjoys his second win here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Former champions, future champions, champions that may reign supreme once again. Andrei Arlovski still ahead, but first things first. Beloved here in England is England's own Michael the Count Bisping, another young man who benefited from the Ultimate Fighter experience. Joe Rogan, when you talk about Michael Bisping, this man was absolutely the creme de la creme at 205 in the Ultimate Fighter 3.
Yeah, he's an excellent fighter. He's got great strikes. He's got a great heart. And more importantly, he loves to fight. The man enjoys the competition. He loves getting in there. He loves being victorious. He has all the tools and all the skills to make a great career for himself.
Elvis Sinisek, the king of rock and rumble, He has shown that he is willing to exchange. He's taken beatings, but he never taps, at least not very often. And he upset Jeremy Horn.
He did upset Jeremy Horn, but ever since then, he's been a series of losses in the UFC. He had a very tough fight with Forrest Griffin, where it was very close until Forrest caught him. And mostly that fight was a stand-up exchange. And he has said that that's what he wants to do in this fight. He wants to force Michael Bisping into a stand-up exchange, and he wants to stop him in front of his hometown crowd, which would be crazy.
Tonight, Michael the Count Bisping wants to validate his place as Britain's best opportunity and most decorated fighter who has the best chance to become a future UFC champion.
MMA in England was already getting pretty big. More people were starting to take notice. But now, you know, with the UFC coming in and doing it properly, you know, all the other organisations, let's be honest, are just fakes. You know, they're just wannabes of the UFC. So now, you know, we've got the real deal. We've got the proper firm in. The boys are here, and yeah, they're going to take it all to the next level. And it's very exciting times for England.
This might be it. That's it.
Michael Bisping is the ultimate fighter. Oh, caught him big time.
He took a big kick to the head there.
Wait for a second. Oh, he's in trouble. And it is all over. Michael Bisping has defeated Eric Schaefer.
My biggest strength is my ability to finish a fight. I'll see the opportunity to finish a fight and I'll go in for the kill. Anyone who's not sitting back and taking notice of me, you know, they've got to be a fool.
A lot of people think I've been brought in to lose to Bisping. You know, he's the big name, he's the up-and-comer, he's the undefeated fighter. Simply, I'm here to fight and I'm here to win.
Whoa, nice left hook and right hand. Good counter punches by Elvis.
I have a lot of respect for Elvis. I know he's a tough opponent, but a lot of people are expecting me to win.
He's fighting in front of his hometown crowd. There's got to be a lot of pressure. He's expected to win. He's an undefeated fighter.
I've won 15 fights, you know, including the fights on The Ultimate Fighter, and I don't think he's going to be the first one to stop it. It's not like he's undefeated.
That's what makes me dangerous, and I hope he realises that, because if he doesn't, he's in for a world of hurt. I think if it hits the ground, he could be in a bit of trouble.
Doing jiu-jitsu is great. Doing jiu-jitsu when someone's punching you in the face is a completely different thing, and we'll see what he's like at that.
I need to have this win now, and I'm just looking for it. I just want it. I need it.
Unfortunately, you know, that ain't going to matter on the night, because, you know, it's going to be another win. It's going to be another KO or submission or whatever in the first round. Whatever goes on, you know, I'm going to be the one that's winning that fight.
He's had some close fights, especially the fight with Forrest Griffin. He lost by TKO in the first round, but that was a brawl. It was a great fight. Elvis has great skills. He's got good stand-up, tends to keep his head a little too straight up in the air sometimes and not tuck his chin, but he's very willing to exchange, and his jiu-jitsu is excellent.
And as he talked about, he's very willing to ruin the night. Of all the fans there in attendance for Michael Bisping, he's one of the nicest, if not the nicest man in mixed martial arts. But that doesn't mean he ain't gonna throw an elbow in your face.
He's a very nice guy and a very intelligent guy. He was actually an IT guy before he became a full-time mixed martial arts fighter. Very bright guy, very charismatic. Just unfortunately has not had a chance to taste victory very many times in the UFC.
And you want to talk about traveling around the world? He almost went the wrong way when he came here, going through the United States from Australia. 30 hours on a plane to London, then a 6-hour bus ride. Now, he has been here for a few days, acclimated, he hopes, to the time change, to the jet lag. But 30 hours on a plane, and then you only get to London, you gotta sit on a bus for 6 hours. Wow.
30. Australia's far.
Australia is a different. Thank you, Joe.
That's ridiculous.
Excellent geography.
Elvis walks around punching all the posts. He looks comfortable.
The king of rock and rumble, Elvis Sinisek, against the Brit.
Okay, man, we're gonna do a stare down.
A little anxious to get this thing started?
I think he's going to come out flying. Look at him. I mean, he's rushing, just taking his clothes off.
Michael Bisping. Mixed martial arts career record of 13-0. His son, Caleb, in attendance for the first time to watch his father fight live tonight. His fiancée, Becky, his father, Jan, are all here, as are hundreds of Bisping fans. Just that Michael helped to get tickets, let alone a sold-out MEN Arena, who loves their own count. Michael Bisping.
Man is under a tremendous amount of pressure tonight.
Yes. And Elvis just sits back and hopes to shock the world.
He's felt great pressure before in the finals of The Ultimate Fighter, live on Spike in front of millions. But this is different.
Bisping already an official win in the UFC since the Ultimate Fighter 3 finale. That was a beatdown of Eric Schaefer. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight matchup. The king of rock and rumble, Elvis Sinisek, is 6 years the elder of the Brit Michael Bisping. Everything else is virtually identical. Weight 204, 205. Michael Bisping at 14.6 stone, as was the weight officially for Elvis Sinisek. For the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 8 wins with 9 losses and 2 draws. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, 14.6 stone. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia, the king of rock and rumble, Elvis Sinisek. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a ballet judo fighter holding a perfect professional record of 13 wins with no losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 204 pounds, 14.6 stone. Fighting out of Liverpool by way of Manchester, England, and when the action begins, our referee in charge is Steve Mazzagatti.
All right, gentlemen, you know what you're here for. Make it clean, make it fair, obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Hook 'em up, gentlemen. Good luck.
The crowd has voiced their opinion on who they are pulling for, but Elvis Sinisek needs to put that aside, fight the man in front of him. That is the count. Michael Bisping. Here we go.
You ready? You ready? Bring it on, come
Steve
on!
Mazzagatti gets us started. Sinisek says he wants to exchange.
Notice what I said about Sinisic before. He keeps his head straight up in the air. Nice leg kick.
Elvis Sinisic once shocked the mixed martial arts world with a win over Jeremy Horn.
Good knee to the body by Elvis.
Elvis looks confident early.
Nice, another leg kick.
Bisping
catches it, takes him to the ground. Bisping has excellent ground and pound. Elvis looking for an armbar, but Bisping's arm's out already.
Elvis's strength is his jiu-jitsu.
It is, but like Bisping said, it's a big difference between doing jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu when someone's punching you in the face.
And that's what Bisping is attempting to do here early in the fight. He just pushed him to the ground, Joe.
He's got to be careful here, though. Elvis does have a very tricky guard. Anybody that can catch Jeremy Horn in a triangle has got some skills. Elvis is rolling his legs over.
Listen to this building, partner. Is this any good or what?
Bisping, when he was on the show, trained with Tito Ortiz. He was on Tito Ortiz's team, and I'm sure he learned a lot about the ground and pound from that man.
Speaking of Tito Ortiz, Elvis Sinisic fought Tito Ortiz at the brawl at Royal Albert Hall the last time we were here in the UK.
Big right hand from Bisping.
Bisping is ultra confident. He first competed in an under-12 British martial arts
Elvis has got to get out of there.
away on Elvis. Elbows, trying to posture up and get some leverage. And
Elvis
he does so.
Elvis has got to do something. Bisping's landed some bombs. He's getting hurt.
We have seen Elvis sustain, though, this kind of stuff. That's the amazing thing about Sinisic.
Yeah.
That one is going to leave a mark.
I don't know about this. He's not going to sustain these.
Wow.
Bisping is furious. He's relentless with these punches. Hammer fist, punches. Elvis has got to do something to control Michael Bisping's posture. He's got to push his head to Bisping's chest, try to control his upper body, bring him down, do something.
All Michael Bisping, midway through round number 1. Elvis able to avoid, not that time.
He's only avoiding 1 out of 3, though. That's the problem. And those punches from the bottom, I mean, those are doing nothing. And he's already cut. I see some blood in Elvis's face.
Bisping comes down with a left. And again.
You know, the problem with this is the damage that Elvis is taking is going to show if he does wind up getting to his feet. I think that's Bisping's. I think it slipped out.
Yep.
The damage that he's getting right now is going to affect him once he comes up.
Elvis is in huge trouble here. Bisping overwhelming the king of rock and rumble with an onslaught that we have rarely seen.
This is a just tremendous mistake by Elvis Sinisic. He can't just lie here.
Elvis Sinisic is a great measuring stick to where a fighter may be able to go. Because Elvis has got game, even though he's being overwhelmed right now. It tells me if Bisping is able to overwhelm him like this, he's a serious contender at 205.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. He is a good gatekeeper, which is unfortunate because he's such a nice guy. You hate to see him take a beating. But that's what he's doing right now.
Bisping doing to him what Tito Ortiz did. Babalu, eventually Alessio Sakara.
Oh, his face is a mess, and Bisping's just blasting elbows into it right now.
45 seconds remains in the first round.
His bleached blonde hair is just soaked red with blood. He's breathing out of his mouth, he's exhausted.
Posturing up is Bisping. Bisping talked about his conditioning being off the charts here, and you can see it is with the pace he's kept, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he knows this is a tremendous opportunity. That's what he should have done from the beginning. Control his posture, and he lets it go immediately.
13 wins, 13 stoppages he has won by Michael Bisping. But it appears, at least for now, like Elvis will make it through round 1.
I don't know,
just barely.
He might
barely going to make it through round 1. There's the horn. Wow. Barely.
Okay, deep breaths, Mike. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Let's go, me. Get off. Mike.
Elvis Sinisic is still sitting down where they stopped the fight. Look at that gigantic gash he has in the middle of his forehead. I mean, that's a solid 2 inches long. And this is what caused it. Just hammer fists, punches, everything. Michael Bisping relentless from inside Elvis's guard. Elvis just completely unable to stop the onslaught.
Water, drink.
You know what, though, Joe? That is one tough dude, man.
He's tough in all the wrong ways, though, man.
I agree. You know what I'm saying?
I
but
hate
man,
seeing a smart person fight like that.
He's going to come back for round 2. Doctors looked at him, checked him closely. Mazzagatti checks in with him as well.
Both these guys are covered in blood, but Bisping's covered in Elvis's blood. He's barely sustained a scratch.
You ready? Bring it on, come on!
Can Elvis do anything here early?
Well, the unfortunate part is he's already hurt so badly. Bisping's not hurt at all. Bisping got a little tired, you know, in that exchange, because just from throwing all those punches, but he's not hurt.
Combination caught him with a kick.
Elvis is tired and he's hurt. He's probably at 30-40% capacity right now.
Trying to stay in it. Trying to shock the world.
And it's too bad
in big
because
trouble. Caught him with a knee! Elvis caught Bisping with a knee! Elvis Sinisic caught Michael Bisping with a knee!
And Elvis has good jiu-jitsu. Elvis is on top now. Looks like he's got a Kimura.
What a reversal this would be!
If he can pop that arm free, he's got it!
Can he finish it? Elvis Sinisic!
He's got it deep. He's got the leg over the head. He lost it.
Still though in a good position, Joe.
He's still on top. He's gonna take the back now.
Wow!
He's got his back. He's got one hook. Elvis Sinisic is a legit black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the Machados. He is for real. The only thing is he's breathing so heavily now. He's exhausted. Blood's pouring down the back of his throat from his nose.
Bisping back on
top now. Just raining punches. Elvis is in deep trouble again. He's coming in. Mazzagatti's looking to stop this fight if Elvis doesn't do anything.
It is all over. It is all over. Michael Bisping wins it home.
Wow. Close call for Michael Bisping. He was in deep trouble for a moment there. But he managed to reverse it and get the win. Wow, little excitement.
Are you kidding me?
Now let's look at what happened here. Elvis had his back. Bisping gets a hold of that foot, uses it to spin over, and winds up in Elvis's guard. And just like the first round, when he's in the guard, he just postures up and rains down bombs. Steve Mazzagatti saw that Elvis wasn't defending himself, offered him a chance, and then stepped in to stop the fight.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 40 seconds of round number 2. The stoppage due to strikes, declaring the winner a TKO, Michael the Count Bisping!
The King of Rock and Rumble gave this entire building a bit of a scare, but in the end, the Count moves to 14-0. Joe.
Michael, it was a great fight. You completely dominated the first round. It looked like you were going to dominate the second round, but you got caught. Were you nervous then? Were you scared? What happened there?
Oh, my son's dead. Hold on a minute.
That your son? How great was it watching your daddy win?
Very good. Hey! Lovely.
All right, now, Michael, how hurt were you in that second round, and were you worried at all?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I didn't see the shot coming. I went down from it and I thought, fuck, excuse me, very sorry. But how the hell did that happen? You know, but nearly had the Kimura, to be fair. Had to work hard to escape that. But he took a lot of punishment, he's a tough kid.
Did you feel any additional pressure fighting here in front of your hometown, fighting in front of your son for the first time?
Absolutely. I do not want to let you guys down. I love all of you. Thank you for being one of the best crowds I've ever seen. Well, in Manchester, in England. Hey!
Congratulations, Michael Bisping!
I just want to say thank you to the UFC, Dana Lorenzo, for bringing the UFC here and kicking off MMA. I want to say thanks to my son, my girlfriend Becky, all my family, all my team, Mario, Tony, Anthony Lee, and all you lot for making this possible. Love you all.
Michael Bisping!
He is a hero here at home. It's the first time his son has seen him fight live, and what a fight he was able to witness, as indeed the Count puts another win on his record. Attaboy! A flying knee from the little man. A big night here for Michael Bisping. The Pitbull, Andre Arlovski, long expected to rule the heavyweight division, plans to make Fabricio Verdum his next victim on his way back to becoming once again UFC heavyweight champion. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight matchup tonight in Manchester, the Belarusian Andre Arlovski, 28 years old. The Brazilian Fabricio Verdum, also wearing Spain in his heart tonight, is 29 years old. Arlovski weighed in about 5 pounds heavier, not much of a difference in the reach, and at stone, 17.0 stone for Arlovski, 16.6 for Fabricio Verdum.
All right, gentlemen, protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. We're gonna have a nice, clean fight. Touch gloves, come out ready to do this.
Arlovski. Verdum. This is a true heavyweight matchup with championship ramifications, because Arlovski could root himself right back into that second spot after the winner of Crocota and Gonzaga. Herb Dean.
Ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
UFC debut for Fabricio Verdum. Full black trunks for Arlovski, black and red trunks for the Brazilian Verdum. And as you talked about perfectly, when the Pitbull is on, he is extremely dangerous. Inside leg kick. Arlovski's a specimen.
He looks very focused here. He's staring at Verdum's chest. You focus on the chest, but you look at everything all at once.
Inside leg kick answer, not with as much force as the one we saw a moment ago.
Inside leg kick, right hand. Verdum landed a couple shots in there as well.
Arlovski trying to come over the top, Joe.
Verdum pushing him up against the cage. Verdum has an excellent guard. We can definitely see if he can't take Arlovski down, we may very well see him pull guard.
Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 3-time world Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, 3-time Pan American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion is Fabricio Verdum.
Good elbow and right hand from Verdum off the cage, and he pulls away.
Verdum would not consider this an upset at all, because he has made his name around the world. 9-2-1 is extremely impressive.
Nice right leg kick by Verdum.
Coming forward is Arlovski. Moving out of the way, Verdum. Missed with that one. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Everything is a 3 5-minute round fight tonight. No titles are up for grabs. But positioning yourself for a future title fight is certainly in the cards tonight here in Manchester, England.
You can really see the difference in Verdum's striking since he's been training with Crocota. I mean, he looks so much more comfortable on his feet than I've seen him in some of his pride fights. Ducked that right hand, got the clinch, hit an uppercut. He got hurt there.
Caught him with the uppercut. Now he'll work the legs. Look for a chance to come down and fire.
Arlovski, come to me.
And Arlovski says, why would I?
You're gonna see Herb Dean stand him up here.
And he does. The Pitbull, the reaction to the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovski, dynamic throughout the week here in Manchester. Most of the UFC fighters have, to some degree, become rock stars, if you will, but Arlovski, being the Belarusian, being the European, beloved over here, but he's on 1, 2, 3. What straight punches! Verdum connected on 4 as he pushes Arlovski up against the fence.
That was a straight blast.
Wow. What a buzz in this building, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, these people love this sport. The UK fans are very excited to have the UFC here.
Still on the docket this year, a couple of trips to Ireland, one to Northern Ireland, one to Southern Ireland, and a return to beautiful London, England.
Arlovski looked up at the clock.
Missed with the uppercut. Now Arlovski pushes forward. Back and forth they go. Just about 1 minute remains in the first round.
Verdum is starting to limp a little bit on that left leg. He's taking a bunch of inside leg kicks and a few outside ones as well. Right hand by Arlovski.
Verdum was pressing forward, Arlovski connected. Oh, a great kick again.
Arlovski slowly picking him apart.
He's welting the inside of the left leg of Fabricio Verdum.
And his confidence is soaring.
And with that, Verdum changed stances for a moment, Joe. Just trying to protect that left leg, now he works it back to the front. Arlovski missed.
Verdum's got to figure out a way to get this fight to the ground. Because Arlovski is slowly starting to time him and pick him apart.
Final seconds ticking away. Good first round for the former heavyweight champion, Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski.
Here is the uppercut that Andrei Arlovski landed right on the jaw for Fabricio Verdum. Verdum goes down. Managed to survive, but he took some damage in that fight.
You're avoiding
both with
the
leg
takedown.
kicks and with the punches.
Don't follow him, okay? And when you see that you hurt him, come at him, okay? Come at him. Hurt this guy, all right? You can do this.
Andre, double the chin. When he goes crazy, circle him, Andre. Andre,
Again. Here, grab. Let's go.
The former UFC champion Arlovski against Verdum tonight. The present-day UFC champion Randy the Natural Couture is in attendance here tonight at the MEN Arena. He will join us to help call the fight of Mirko Crocota and Gabriel Gonzaga, the winner in which he will face for the UFC heavyweight title. So Randy the Natural Couture will join us for our main event of the evening.
Arlovski looks very confident coming out for the second round, and Verdum looks a little nervous.
Justifiably so?
Justifiably so indeed. Arlovski's on tonight, and you can see it in his eyes. Like, he knows. I mean, he had those 2 fights. They were disappointing fights with Tim Sylvia. One in which he lost his title. The second one after that in which he failed to win a decision. And he didn't look so good in that fight.
Well, when he lost his title, Joe, he had actually rocked Sylvia in a similar way to the way he had rocked him in the first matchup. But he came in a little bit with a reckless abandon and got himself caught.
Yeah, and Tim Sylvia's a big puncher.
Not even close to a takedown. And not even close with Andrei Arlovski come to thinking about going down on the ground.
Verdum's got to do something, though. Oh, Verdum just stood up and gave him a mean face.
That doesn't score points, does it?
No, but I mean, maybe it's his attitude. Maybe he's just saying, I'm tired of this dude beating my ass.
Let's see if he can turn it around.
He's got to do something, but you know, Andre Arlovski is one of the most athletic guys to ever step into the octagon, and as a heavyweight, his motion, oh, there he caught the leg, pushed him right off. As a heavyweight, his motion is so good and so quick. Oh, Verdum trying a capoeira kick.
Arlovski recognized it.
It's hard to train against a guy like Arlovski because there's so few training partners that can offer you that kind of opposition in the gym. I mean, the way he moves, unless you can spar with, you know, welterweights and get them to, you know, a big guy who'll pretend he's a heavyweight, just to have a guy so big who hits so hard and moves so quickly.
Body kick. Mike over Joe Rogan, UFC 70. Nations collide, being shown worldwide. Here from the sold-out MEN Arena in Manchester, England. First time since 2002, the Octagon gates opened in the UK.
Swinging right hand by Verdum, but ineffective.
Pace is slowed a bit here in round 2.
Verdum is trying to figure out some way to get this fight to the ground. He knows that the striking is ultimately not a good idea for him, but there's nothing he can do about it right now.
What way in your mind is that way, Joe?
Shoot and pull guard. Shoot and during the sprawl, pull guard. That's what I think is his best option. But that's if he hasn't taken so many leg kicks on that left leg that he can spring. I mean, we don't know how much damage he's been, how much he's taken on that leg. We know he's eaten a bunch of kicks, and he's the only one that can tell you how much that's actually taken out of the functionality of his leg.
Back-to-back jabs by Arlovski. 2 minutes remains in the second.
The good news for him is, for whatever reason, Andre Arlovski has slowed down on the leg kicks and is concentrating primarily on punches.
Changes stances back and forth again.
If I was in Andre's corner, I'd be screaming out to kick the legs.
Coming forward this time, Fabricio Verdum. Retreating perfectly was Andre Arlovski.
When Fabricio just has to concentrate on the hands, it's not nearly as big a problem. But when Andre's throwing those vicious leg kicks as well, there goes one.
That stalking, no one can defeat me attitude is back in the eyes and back in the mannerisms of Andre Arlovski. Just waiting for his opportunity for a big punch, like against Buentello or Eilers or Sylvia in the first matchup. Under a minute remains here in the second. Good inside leg kick, just as you talked about.
Yeah, I mean, if he just continues to do that, Fabricio is going to be helpless. We can see the welts here standing. You see those on his legs?
Absolutely. Oh, wow. The one on the back of his right leg is nasty.
Yeah, both of those legs have taken a pounding, but it's not enough.
Ten seconds remains in the second.
This is a round where Fabricio has done virtually nothing to stop Andre Arlovski's game plan. Landed a shot there, another right hand.
Headed to the third and final round. Look at this, hey?
A little bit of a misunderstanding.
Heavyweight champion, the natural Randy Couture, in attendance here tonight, and listen to the ovation. He will fight either Mirko Crocota or Gabriel Gonzaga next to try to defend his title. The natural, who at 43 years old, won at UFC 68, defeating Tim Sylvia, the three-time heavyweight, two-time light heavyweight champion, UFC Hall of Famer. And he will join us in the broadcast group for our main event of the evening.
That is an unusual human being right there.
That man is your hero.
That's a real champion.
He's going to come right at you this round. Let's do this.
Arlovski's corner spurring him on to try to finish it. He should be well ahead in the judges' eyes.
Last round. Let's have action. I'll take a point from the first one who's retreating. Let's work.
Nicely done, Herb Dean. All right, here we go. Third and final round. Arlovsky clearly ahead on the scorecard.
That's interesting. Taking a point away from the first one who retreats. I've never heard anybody say that before.
No, and you know what? That has to, at least you would think, has to be pointed more towards Arlovsky, kind of saying, don't think you're going to cruise your way to victory, because there's no ability or no sense for Fabricio Verdum to retreat, Joe, because if he does, he'll just lose the fight.
Well, I mean, he's losing the fight already. So
right, but that's my point.
Yeah.
You know, if he retreats, he's just going to solidify things.
Yeah, if he I mean, does Fabricio absolutely know he's losing? Sometimes when you're in a fight, things get a little cloudy. I mean, I'm sure he's got to be thinking he's behind, but I mean, he's just got to figure out some way to take this fight to the ground, or at least we got to see some sort of an attempt, because he's not going to win backing up and throwing punches and running away from Arlovsky, which is what he's doing. And like you said, Herb Dean taking a point away from Verdum is kind of pointless. But Arlovsky's not doing anything either.
And that may have been the point that subtly Herb Dean was trying to make.
Arlovsky misses with the kick.
Three and a half remains in the fight. Who could be next in line after the next in line is basically what we're finding out here. And don't forget Tim Sylvia, like he's back in the mix as well.
This tentative style being displayed by Arlovsky is in stark contrast to the attacking style of Mirko Crocota. And that's one of the reasons why Crocota is so dangerous. Because not only does he have these excellent striking skills that Arlovsky has, even better, but he's very, very aggressive. I mean, Arlovsky is basically standing in front of a lesser kickboxer right now and doing almost nothing.
But how much in a fighter's mind, yeah, you always want the highlight reel finish, how much in a fighter's mind do they calculate the chances you take when you're ahead on the scorecards and you keep pushing forward?
There, Verdum got a hold of a leg, but it's too late, it's too slippery. You know, I'm sure they calculate it, but I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta be exciting.
Yes.
People want to see, they don't want to see a guy squeak by and barely win a decision. And let me tell you something, the UFC does not want to see that kind of, they're not gonna want or be excited about you coming back if you put on a show like this.
UFC matchmaker Joe Silva has said to me many times, I would rather see you fight and lose than not fight and win. And Dana White, the UFC brass, totally agree. Put on a show, win or lose, put on a show for the fans.
Verdum is trying in these exchanges, he doesn't have the skill set. And both these guys are so slippery now, it's going to be really difficult for him to get Arlovsky down to the ground. Arlovsky has trained extensively with Randy Couture. His takedown defense is excellent.
Got a Sambo background. And he said, yeah, I put in extra work on my ground game for this, but he hasn't had to display it.
In that exchange, Verdum caught Arlovsky with an open hand slap to the head on the left side.
Work.
But I mean, a minute and 20 seconds left. I mean, what is he thinking? Arlovsky's probably thinking Verdum's got to do something.
And I'll wait for him to come and I'll counter, right?
Yes.
Why initiate and put myself in a potential bad spot?
I mean, right there, he misses with the kick. There he goes.
Arlovsky, back-to-back losses to Sylvia, a win since that point to Marcio Cruz, and less than a minute away from a victory here tonight against UFC newcomer, Pride standout, Fabricio Verdum.
Work. The amount of feints versus the amount of strikes. So there he goes.
Come on, gentlemen, let's work.
30 seconds to go in this fight, and so far an uneventful second and an uneventful third round.
Great first round for Arlovsky. Eddie Bravo, if we go another 20 seconds, will help us score the fight. Verdum charging at Arlovsky. He throws pushes him aside, and in all likelihood solidifies his victory. Verdum has 12 seconds to change it. He's got to go now. That's going to be it. It is all over. The fight goes the distance. So the Pitbull should very well move to 9-4 in the UFC, earn his 13th win. Here is the official decision. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest for a unanimous decision, declaring the winner, Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky.
And still we have our main event of the evening. UFC 70, Nations Collide. Beautiful Manchester, England. It's a heavyweight title contender fight. The winner will face the natural Randy Couture for the heavyweight championship down the road. Tonight it's Mirko Crocota against Gabriel Gonzaga in our main event at UFC 70.
I like to kick. Low kicks are included.
This guy can kick so high you don't even believe it. It hurt him. Wow. Those kicks are just as dangerous as any in the sport. This is exciting.
Porque eu confio.
I'm not afraid of Crocop. I know that there are a lot of people that are afraid, but I'm prepared and I'm not afraid of him at all.
There he goes. He's got it back, sits back. He's not controlling the legs. He's got it.
It's all over. That was absolutely textbook.
Quando eu colocar ele para baixo.
When I take Crocop to the ground, I'm going to submit him.
I think all my opponents should have on their mind that they might be submitted to.
Eu acho que
I believe Crocop is going to come very prepared for the ground game, but that's why I came prepared to fight standing up.
Oh, Superman punch. Oh, Jordan's out. Jordan's out. Oh, Jordan's big out. End for it by Gabriel. Wow, out of nowhere.
eu vou mostrar o meu jogo.
I believe Crocop will be surprised because I'm going to come in and stand up with them.
Everybody has a plan until they get hit.
Crocop showcasing some strength as well, able to create some distance and jump.
Com certeza ele é um excelente lutador.
I believe he is a great fighter, but to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's what I'm going to do.
He's a tough guy. He's definitely a tough guy, but I'm going to beat him.
He doesn't seem intimidated at all. I think he's got heavy hands and underrated speed for a guy his size, and his grappling is excellent. And that's, in my opinion, still Mirko's Achilles heel.
I was very impressed with both of his fights with Fabiano Scherner and Carmelo Moreira, especially Moreira, because Moreira's a great wrestler. And watching him just completely dominate Moreira on the ground like that, I mean, he's got some exceptional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. He's a former world champion, and he's a big guy. A good solid 20-plus pounds heavier than Mirko Crocota.
Gabriel Gonzaga, taking a page perhaps out of Randy Couture's book or Matt Serra's or Joe Lozon. The list is long and it is distinguished of men who have shocked the world And to the two men sitting next to me, it wouldn't be that big of a shocker if Gonzaga can utilize his jiu-jitsu skills and take this fight to the ground and submit to victory.
I think the only thing that has kept Gonzaga from being in the top 20 of the heavyweight, or considered that way, is the fact that he hasn't fought that competition. I believe he has the skill set to be there.
It all boils down to courage in my mind. Does he have the courage to step into that range and risk getting kicked, risk getting punched, to then execute, put something in his face and take him to the ground? If he can do that, he's got a great chance of winning.
And as Mirko says, everyone has a plan until they get hit. Man, does that guy hit hard.
He has only lost one time in his mixed martial arts career. Gonzaga wins over Kevin Jordan, Fabiano Schurter, and Carmelo Marrero in the UFC.
Cool as a cucumber, stoic in his approach, no emotion at all.
I guess he is beloved all over the world.
I guess when you're the former head of the Croatian anti-terrorist squad, fighting in a cage is not that nerve-wracking.
Yeah, having guys shoot at you on a regular basis is probably a little more intense.
The crazy thing is, he's a member of the Croatian parliament. His duties are done in November, and he's going to resign and rejoin the special police, which is crazy. I mean, he's a very patriotic Croatian, very decorated man, and an incredible fighter. One of the best examples of someone who excels at one aspect of mixed martial arts and uses that to carry him to victory. That aspect being kickboxing.
And I think he realizes the other pieces are important too. He's done a great job of kind of shoring up his ground game, trying to be more effective there, be able to survive there, get back up and last long enough to knock guys out.
He has the most lethal leg kicks in the world of mixed martial arts. He will chop you down on the leg, or he will knock you out on the head. But if it connects, it is bad timing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. Even though he's not the best fighter to ever fight in K1, he has the best style to translate into MMA. And that is an explosive, really athletic, one-strike knockout style. He throws kicks like he doesn't set things up the way other guys do. Like if you watch like a great kickboxer like a Peter Ernst, very technical, very fluid, even the way Arlovsky does it. He doesn't do that. He throws these wild head kicks out of nowhere, man. And when they land, it's death.
We are set for the main event of the evening. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight title contender matchup. Mirko Crocota, the Croatian, 32 years old. The Brazilian Gonzaga is 27. Crocota came in at 225, and Gonzaga nearly 20 pounds heavier. A reach advantage is very slight for Mirko Crocota, 16.1 stone. Gonzaga, 17.4 stone. For the official inductions of the main event of the evening, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Live from the MEN Arena in Manchester, England, it's time! 3 rounds of fighting in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 7 wins with 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 243 pounds, 17.4 stone. Fighting out of Ludlow, Massachusetts, by way of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Gabriel introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a striker. He holds a professional record of 22 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 225 pounds, 16.1 stone. Fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, Mirko Crocota! And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Herb Dean.
Okay, gentlemen, protect yourselves at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. Let's keep this fight nice and clean and full of action. Touch gloves, come out ready to do this.
Now they touch. Mirko Crocota, Gabriel Gonzaga. The winner will get a title shot against Randy the Natural Couture. Remember when Crocota was knocked out by Kevin Randleman. Randleman faked the takedown and then took the big shot. Will Gonzaga try to take a page out of that book?
Straight out, throwing the straight right hand is Gonzaga. That's a perfect punch for a southpaw.
Crocota is a lethal striker, but he has a small jaw. If you look at the frame of his face, the way his face is framed, look at Gonzaga. Gonzaga's got this big head. It looks like the type of guy that can take a great shot. But Crocota's the physical structure of his face is not very big.
The footwork, Gonzaga keeping to the outside of the lead leg of Crocota and trying to throw that straight right down the middle.
Crocota just waits to explode, Randy.
Very patient.
I mean, virtually expressionless. And the legs are like that of a running back. I mean, his legs might be the biggest, strongest legs in all of MMA.
They're definitely big. Looks like a figurine from He-Man or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so far, Gonzaga looks very comfortable on his feet, though.
Well, he's had that look in his eyes, Joe, all week like, dude, kind of like Matt Serra told us, I'm about to shock the world. I'm extremely confident in my ability to beat Mirko Crocota.
He's got good hand speed for a great big guy, and he's doing a great job with his footwork and bringing the action to Mirko.
It's almost like he's been angered by perhaps what he felt was a lack of respect coming into this fight.
Very nice catch,
though. Takedown.
He caught that kick excellent. He took a hard kick to the body, caught it, and immediately took Mirko down.
Nobody kicks harder than Crocota.
Nice close guard by Mirko, trying to tie up Gonzaga and keep him from landing anything damaging from the top position. Gonzaga trying to clear his head and posture up so he can bring down bigger shots or bring down an elbow.
Joe, in your eyes, how good is the ground game of Mirko Crocota?
It's very good defensively. I mean, he can submit guys. Is he going to submit Gabriel Gonzaga? Not likely, but he's very good defensively. He knows how to hold on. Look, he's doing a very good job. In stark contrast to what Elvis Sinisic did against Michael Bisping, he does a very good job at controlling the guy's arms, keeping his hands up, blocking punches, keeping the guard closed, and keeping the guy tight to him.
Here's the biggest issue here is Gonzaga is winning this round. If nothing happens, if Mirko doesn't create a scramble and get back to his feet, he's lost this round. In a 3-round fight, you can't afford to give a round away. He's got to open his guard, use his feet, create a scramble, and get back to his feet where he's most dangerous.
And Mirko has been, he took a couple shots right there. Looks like he cut him.
Gonzaga, according to game plan so far. Yeah, he cut him up by his hairline, Joe, on the left side.
And that is the difference between fighting in Pride and fighting in the UFC, the elbows. Mirko has been in there with probably one of the most devastating ground and pound guys, if not the most devastating in the world, in Emelianenko Fedor. And he survived that without getting stopped.
He's also in there with one of the best submission guys in Nogueira. Eventually got caught in that fight, but dominated most of the fight before that happened.
Dominated the stand-up, but then he was taken down and armbarred.
And Nogueira, certainly with the recent signing by the UFC, very much in the heavyweight title picture.
Very nice right elbow by Gonzaga.
Gonzaga slowly pushing Mirko up against the cage as well.
Randy, how can Gonzaga take this to the next level from the closed guard of Mirko Crocota?
He's doing exactly the right thing. He's clearing his arms, keeping his head clear, posturing up, throwing nice elbows and nice combinations and scoring. He's damaging Mirko Crocota from here.
Again with the elbow.
He ate a shot, but he got the takedown he wanted. And now he has been in top position for the majority of this round number 1.
Nice elbows.
Gonzaga, extremely confident.
The cage comes into play, yeah. The cage comes into play now is limit Mirko's ability to scramble.
And again, the cage is not totally foreign, but it's a newer element to Mirko Crocop here in the UFC.
Randy, how much of a mistake do you think it is for Mirko to not train with a cage?
I think it's a big mistake. I think it's a huge difference in the two venues between Pride and the UFC, and there are definite cage tactics you can use offensively and defensively to your advantage. And
they're going to stand them up.
I don't know why you'd want to limit.
Unfortunate.
I don't know why you'd want to limit your abilities and kind of eliminate a dimension of the fight game in the octagon by not training it.
Look at that welt on Gonzaga's body.
I was just thinking the same thing,
from
Joe.
that one kick.
He gets him again. I could snap some ribs, man.
Mirko looks tentative, though.
Cannot believe that.
Incredible head kick knockout. Wow!
That is the last thing anybody expected here tonight.
Out of nowhere on the button.
Gonzaga is next for Couture.
That was phenomenal. Wow, did that come out of nowhere? Look at this. Boom! On the button. Complete. Total shock.
Took a page right out of Mirko's book. I mean, Mirko couldn't have done that any better.
He drops his hands. Bang! Right on the temple. Out cold.
Oh, Mirko's knee.
And look at his leg backwards. Look at how he fell back. If we can see that angle again. Look at how his leg is twisted underneath him after he got knocked out. Watch the head kick.
Out on his feet.
Look at his leg is twisted underneath him.
We are beginning to expect the unexpected here in the octagon. And again, many did not expect this.
He might have a serious knee injury to go along with that because his knee was bent back at a very bad angle.
That is not looking good.
Look at it again. Here he is.
Knocked out.
Watch the head kick. Now watch as his knee goes back. Watch as he falls. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Left hand
Here's
drops.
the kick. On the button. Out cold. Now look at his leg. Boom. It goes under him. Oh, look at that angle. Oh,
look at the ankle too, Joe. Not just the leg, the ankle
knee and the
twisted.
ankle are that he could have suffered a serious injury there.
Gabriel Gonzaga has earned the biggest win of his career. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes 51 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Gabriel Napao Gonzaga.
4 minutes, 51 seconds of the first. Gonzaga the winner. Here's Joe.
I am here with the winner of very happy Gabriel Gonzaga. Gabriel, did anybody besides you think that you could win this fight by knockout?
Trabalhei muito na minha confiança em pé, meu professor Cebola, meu professor Elcio me ajudou na parte de Muay Thai, Clayton Robson, todo mundo, Marco Van, e é nocaute.
He says, I trained very hard, I prepared very hard mentally, physically for this fight. I trained with my instructor, Cebola, some other instructors in Brazil, and I knew that I was aiming for the knockout. I had the opportunity, so I took it.
Gabriel, so many people counted you out coming into this fight. Did that motivate you?
Of course, motivate me. I come to here to this wonderful platea, and thank you very much for everybody coming.
All right, now, Gabriel, you are now in line for a shot at the UFC heavyweight champion, Randy Couture. Tell us your thoughts about that.
Agora vou me preparar para essa luta como tudo, para ganhar esse cinturão. Vou começar a pensar nessa luta agora.
He says, I'm going to do everything to prepare my best for this fight, and I'm going to try to do the same thing I just did again.
Well, we have the champ right here to congratulate you.
Gabriel, very impressed.
very impressed with your performance tonight. I actually picked you to upset Mirko tonight. You've got heavy hands, you're great on the ground. I thought you would be a much tougher fight for me, but I'm looking forward to competing against you very soon.
I would like to tell you thank you very much. I read what you say in the website. I'm supposed to win. Thank you very much for the support.
We have a new top contender in the UFC heavyweight division, Gabriel Napao Gonzaga.
What a moment indeed for Gabriel Napao Gonzaga. Didn't shock himself, but perhaps he has shocked the world. Knocking out Mirko Crocota. And next now, for none other than Gabriel Gonzaga, Randy Couture. Mirko Crocota in the octagon now. Joe.
Mirko, I'm sure you're very disappointed now. Give us your thoughts on what happened.
Well, you're right, I'm disappointed, and I have to look the fight very carefully, and I will see what kind of mistake I said there.
From here, you just go back and look at the fight and then reassess your situation? From here, you would just go back, watch the fight, and then assess what's next?
I don't know. It's too early to say.
Well, we always look forward to watching you fight. You're a very exciting fighter, and we look forward to seeing you again. Mirko Crocota, ladies and gentlemen.
Manchester United this evening for the best of the best in the world of mixed martial arts. Czech Congo working Asuero Silva, earning himself a unanimous decision. Executive producers of the UFC, Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer is Craig Borsari. Director of production is Tim O'Toole. Our producer, Bruce Connell. Our director, Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Thank you again to Joe Silva. Thank you again, Daddy, for winning in front of me. Bisping is a hero, and he just becomes more and more of a real contender at 205 pounds. Arlovsky, not his best performance, but a win nonetheless, and a step closer to another shot at the heavyweight title. And then, in front of a sold-out crowd, came the shocker. Not that he won, but in the fashion in which he did. Mirko Crocota, Gabriel Gonzaga in the heavyweight title contender fight. There was a takedown, and then there was the real takedown, the knockdown, the knockout. Crocota loses tonight. For all of us here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg saying so long. Until next time, we see you right back.